don't expect much from this version of this song that I'm about to do. This is very in the moment right now. I'm appreciating this song, and this is music appreciation right here. We're going to talk about this song after I play it. And it's not going to sound very much like the original, except the spirit of it. Maybe you'll have a new appreciation of this song after this video. Say the word. Okay, here we go. Say the word and you'll be free. Say the word and be like me. Say the word I'm thinking of. Have you heard the word is love? It's so fine, it's sunshine. It's the word love. In the beginning I misunderstood, but now I've got it. The word is good. Spread the word and you'll be free. Spread the word and be like me. Spread the word I'm thinking of. Have you heard the word is love? It's so fine, it's sunshine. It's the word love. And where I go, I hear it said, and the good and the bad books that I have read. Say the word and you'll be free. Say the word and be like me. Say the word I'm thinking of. Have you heard the word is love? It's so fine, it's sunshine. It's the word love. Now that I know what I feel must be right, I'm here to show everybody the light. Give the word a chance to say that the word is just the way. It's the word I'm thinking of, and the only word is love. It's so fine, it's sunshine. It's the word, it's the word, it's the word, it's the word. And the only word is love. And the only word is love. And the only word is love. It's the word, it's the word, it's the word, it's the word. Okay, that wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. So, let's talk about the song. This is the Beatles from their album Rubber Soul, 1966. I believe this is around the same time, maybe a little bit after. I have to check the dates, but there was the moment where John Lennon was doing this interview in England, where he said the Beatles were more popular than Jesus, and it didn't really create any waves or ruffle any feathers in England, but in the States it did when it got to the States, and it became this whole thing that became known as the bigger than Jesus, that John had said, we're bigger than Jesus. And he actually didn't say that. He said we're more popular with the kids than Jesus. But that got the Beatles into a lot of hot water in the States. There were sermons against the Beatles. There were actually book and album burnings of the Beatles' music. Now, I think that John wrote this song. Either he wrote it before the interview or after. I'm thinking he wrote it after the interview, but we'll have to check the exact date of when he composed the song. But it was the same year. And I think this song is very much John's statement that, first of all, his name is John, right? He's basically quoting the Gospel of John in this song. He's, in the Gospel of John, it starts with, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. So John, he's very purposeful, I think, in writing this song, and he's basically saying, well, yeah, the Word The word is love. It's not any one person per se. Even to say Christ is not necessarily it, because Christ is a dogma and a doctrine, that is separates people, whereas the word love does not. And the Beatles, more than they did, they united more than they divided. There was that moment with the Bigger Than Jesus incident where people were hating on the Beatles, and that was, I think, almost inevitable, because the Beatles were because of Beatlemania, and the Beatles were like the biggest thing in the world. So there had to be a backlash at some point. So this was part of that backlash, and John was just making a very strong statement here. Say the word and you'll be free. Say the word and be like me. It's almost like it's like a kid's song, right? It's like, say the word I'm thinking of. It's like a game, you play with kids. Say the word I'm thinking of. Have you heard? The word is love. It's so fine, it's sunshine, it's the word love. Perfect, right? It's clearer than the Gospels. Gospels are a little bit harder to understand. Spread the word. So say the word and then spread the word and you'll be free. Spread the word and be like me. And John saw himself as spreading love. He's spreading the gospel of love. Spread the word I'm thinking of. Have you heard? The word is love. It's so fine, it's sunshine, it's the word love. And then, John sings the verse, which people don't really listen to usually. People just hear the chorus. But the verse says, everywhere I go, in the beginning, so he's quoting the Gospel of John, right? In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. In the beginning, I misunderstood, but now I've got it, the Word is good. Now he's actually combining two things. He's combining the Gospel of John, and he's combining Genesis. Genesis has, all throughout Genesis chapter 1, God keeps saying, and it was good, right? God says, let there be light, and there was light, and God said, it's good. So now John is saying, the word is good. the word love is good. Spread the word and you'll be free. Spread the word and be like me. He's a messenger of love. Spread the word I'm thinking of. Have you heard? The word is love. It's so fine. It's sunshine. It's the word love. Everywhere I go, I hear it said in the good and bad books that I have read. Now, what are the good books and the bad books? Well, the good book is the Bible, right? But I think he's saying that the Bible is a bad book. That's reading into it a little bit, but I think that's really what he was getting at, is that all the books talk about love in some way or another. Some books talk about love, but they have hate in them. They have violence. They have oppression. They have slavery. They have genocide. And the Bible is a mixed bag. You have love there. You have God's love and compassion and grace, and then you also have vengeance, and you also have wrath, and you have the fury of God, and you have the God punishing the wicked, and doing good to the righteous, and the believers, right? The believers and the non-believers, they're going to get it. I think that's what John was getting at here. So the word love is everywhere, but the word, depending on which book you read, the word is there, but not every book that uses the word love is necessarily one that you want to follow. Say the word and you'll be free. Say the word and be like me. Say the word I'm thinking of. Have you heard the word is love? It's so fine, it's sunshine, it's the word love. Okay, that's the chorus. Now that I know, this is the third verse, the final verse. Now that I know what I feel must be right, I'm here to show everybody the light. John, right? John saying, I'm spreading the gospel of love. He's kind of, in a way, I think it was like tongue in cheek. I don't think he was. I think he was serious, but I think he was also playing with this whole thing about the bigger than Jesus thing, saying, hey, I'm the new Jesus. I am bringing the light. I am taking over now, and I'm going to spread love and nothing but love, right? Give the word a chance to say that the word is just the way. Now, in the Gospel of John, Jesus says, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. And John is upending that. He's saying, no, the word is love. And love is the way. And you don't have to necessarily be a follower of Jesus or Christ to return to love, to find your way with the help of love, or to find your way to love. It's the word I'm thinking of, and the only word is love. He adds, he ends with that. The only word is love. It's the only way, right? It's the only word. It's the only way. It's so fine. It's sunshine. It's the word love. Say the word love. Say the word love. Say the word love. Say the word love. This is a defining moment, I think, for John and for the band. This is a proclamation. This is a mission statement. And I think the Beatles were known as the band of love. The Cirque du Soleil had that show, Love, right? With Beatles music, because so many of the Beatles songs dealt with love. For some people, it was like ad nauseum, too much love. Every song is about love, right? Can't they sing about something else? And they did, but many of the songs were all about love. And this is one of those songs that if you don't look at it deeply, as we just did, you might just say, oh man, another song about love. Another love song. But once you actually think about the lyrics, this is actually quite profound what John was doing with this song, right? He was, this shows his mastery, his musical mastery, right? This shows you why he really was a genius, and he said he was a genius, and he really was. I think he said something like, if there is anything, if there is such a thing as a genius, I'm a genius. And that was kind of bragging, but it was also true. Not many people could write a song that simple, almost like a children's rhyme or children's song, and have such an impact, right? And put it into a very succinct, 3-minute song with 3 little verses, 3 or 4 little choruses. And, whether you know it or not, it's infiltrating your mind and changing your vibration. So anyway, the gospel of rock, how rock music is its own gospel, and the Beatles were a big part of that. And the Beatles had a very big impact and a very big influence on many other bands. They also were influenced by many bands as well. We tend to think that the Beatles were the first, but they weren't the first. There was the 1950s that were before the Beatles, that the Beatles were also themselves influenced by, and you can't forget, Buddy Holly and Chuck Berry and all those 50s artists that had an influence on them. But the Beatles took the earlier music and had a field day. You know, they just went above and beyond. So anyway, hope this is helpful. I'd love to hear your thoughts, your comments, your anything you want to share. And yeah, say the word and you'll be free. Say the word, love.